Enjoyed it as an observer at first. Ed really didn't want to stay all the time, and I said, these people really put on some good stuff. You're going to enjoy it. You have to stay.
I didn't know we could talk.
Well, I have to admit, if you didn't, that was my fault. I was a little vague about all of that. I was. I'm sorry. But that's why I interrupt. But you didn't have to talk.
Yeah.
You're signing.
Right? Yeah.
You're signing. So
That's a sneaky way to get out and not having to memorize lines.
So next week is the last week you're going to do this. So you're going to bring in work. Nina's not going to, but we'll go over what it is. She'll get that from today. Let's see. We're in week 5. Wow. All right. So next week, you're going to bring, the work that you're going to bring in is called Bringing the Outside In and Finding Occupation While Waiting. So, observe people this week. Observe people waiting for a bus, waiting to say something. Do you know how sometimes people are big talkers, the other person's talking, the other person... I mean, waiting, finding occupation while waiting. Because what we don't want is for an act, and the reason you do this, other than the obvious that you're going to be in a play, that you're going to bring the outside in, but you don't want to be the actor who comes in, the other actor's giving his lines, and you're just waiting to say your line, like this, like dead wood. It's horrible. We saw it recently in a movie. It was a good actor too. A famous actress, like standing waiting to deliver the line. It's a horrible, it looks terrible because it looks terrible. So you're going to find occupation while waiting. One of the things that most people do is, you can do this if you want, but just do it well. Waiting for a bus, like, everybody does that. Everybody. One day I was waiting for the train in New Haven Railroad Station going to New York, and there were probably 35 or 40 people standing in a row waiting. Every single one was doing this, except me, which I do a lot too. But I was watching it. It's just such but how they do it, you can do. Sometimes people are awkward waiting. They're like, they think people are like looking at them. You can be awkward. That's your acting style. You're not going to be awkward because that's who you are as an actor. You're going to be awkward because you're playing an awkward role. You can be antsy. You're waiting in the doctor's office and you're looking at your watch. However, whatever you need to make it look like you have something to do while you're waiting for something. And because that's this very small technique that you're doing, we're going to incorporate it with bringing the outside in. Okay, so, you're not going to be here next week? You already brought the outside in.
Yeah, I did.
She brought the ocean into us. So in bringing the outside in, there's a few things that you have to be aware of. You have to be aware of where you are. So you're not in this room anymore. You are drinking pina coladas, and you've got to get your head into that. You have to be aware of everything that's going on. This was a good example. I'm glad you did that today. The temperature. She was hot. She got that across to us, that she was somewhere where it was hot. So you have to be aware of the temperature. It's just neutral temperature. I mean, I don't want everyone coming in sweating or freezing. It can be just neutral, wonderful temperature, but you have to be aware. Is it windy? What's underfoot? What are you walking on? I mean, is it grass? Is it pavement? Is it dog poop? You gotta be careful. Is it crowded? So that would affect how big you are, how much space you take up. If you're waiting, you're in the train, you're just waiting for it to go. It's crowded. If you're in a big open space, you're by yourself, I mean, you don't have to be conscious of every single thing, but All of this comes into play to make it look real. Is it warm? Is it cold? Perfect. Is there trash, fallen leaves, street vendors, bicycles going by, traffic whizzing by, you know, like, okay, something. You have to know your place in detail. Are you in a park? Street corner, you're in front of a restaurant waiting. That's sort of awkward. You know, you're waiting for your friends to come, you're at the restaurant, you're there on time and they're not. And people are going in and out, you look like a loner, you look like you have no friends, it's a little awkward. You know, how do you behave? Waiting for a cab. Know your purpose. So you can, you have to be outside. Standing or sitting or walking, I don't care how you do that. You must have outside clothes on, unless it's perfect temperature, but whatever it is, you don't have on your pajamas. You're walking on different surfaces, as I said, be aware of that. Do you have your space? Are you jostling for a space? Are you getting the temperature and weather conditions to the audience without overacting? None of this like, okay, I've been cold outside, but I've never walked down, you know, Fifth Avenue going, you know, I've been cold, you know, so I've been a little cold. All right, so there's no overacting in this. Or hot. Finding occupation. Do you fidget? Do you check your watch? Do you enjoy the view? Do you meditate? Do you watch people? Do you make a call? You tell me. Tell me what you're going to be doing. So that's the assignment for next week. And it's our last one of these presentations. And next week you get your scripts. So, questions?
Do we talk?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
you can talk, you can talk, yep, you can talk. Yeah, I know I was vague about that today, I know that.
I thought it was a pantomime.
She did too, so.
Yeah, I think I did say that. I did say that, I know I did, but, and then when I was looking at you, but you should have talked. And I'm sorry that I said that, but I didn't realize it at first until you started signing. And do you know sign language, by the way? You
Yeah,
do?
not like, I can interpret or, you know.
Talented. You're very talented.
So, I mean, there's sign language in all different languages.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
American
I've
sign
had
language.
basic classes and, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But there's also signing that is international, I would think, of, you know, I don't know
Yeah,
what, like.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know any of them.
It's different.
Yeah, and there's also, you can sign just letters, right?
Yeah.
So you can do that
That's what I was doing there, yeah.
in any language.
Yeah.
You could do the
Yeah,
letters,
just
takes a
all
long
over,
time.
yeah.
But that was very interesting. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, so we have a little bit of time, and we're going to do a little bit of